It's 94.3 The Shark. We are live from the studio at the Paramount. My name is Rob Rush. I didn't mean to cut you off. I know you were talking to Facebook Live, but we just got here, and I was surprised to see Josh Todd from Buckcherry is in the studio with us.
What's up, Paramount?
And you've been here quite a few times. This is probably, I know that we've had at least 3 shows with you over the past few years. So.
Oh, yeah. We've been here a lot and really love it here. They treat us really well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a great facility. It's got great sound.
So when you plot the tours out in the beginning, is this like a destination that you do want to choose?
We always know we're going to come into this area, and, you know, we do. You do. You're
good for like
spot.
once or twice a year around this area, which is good because everybody loves you.
And, thank you. And we played Starland Ballroom last night, and it was a great show. And and we got one more show tomorrow too, as well. Reading, PA. That's
then
right.
You wrap it up for the holidays.
And then we're gonna go and have our holiday, and then we're just doing fly dates right now because we've done a lot of touring this year on the Warpaint record high. Like I was telling you, over 140 shows, and so we're just winding down to fly dates, and we got, we just kind of got our plan together for next year, and we got some really cool stuff that we're gonna be doing next year, and stuff we're gonna be dropping, and I think everybody will be pleased. Can't really go into it at the moment, but it's all in the works. Well,
you have 8 albums over the course of 20 years, and it's hard to believe that when you look back, do you say to yourself in 1999 that you would be here in 2019 doing this still?
It's what I kind of dreamed about, when I started out. I wanted to be in one band and make a catalog of music. And so that being said, from what I understand about, visualizing and all this stuff, that it really does work, because here I am. But
the power of positive thinking?
Yeah, but back then, when I was like 21, I didn't think I'd make it to 30. I really didn't. That was like... I thought that was like really old, and there's no way I'm living fast and it's gonna end in a real tragic way. And thank God it didn't. And I'm 48 now, and I've just learned a lot.
You look 32 3/4 though.
Thanks.
But it's funny because it's Rob Rush with Josh Todd, Buckcherry here at the Paramount tonight, and 9:45, I believe you said you go on sharp. With a song like Lit Up and all these other songs that talk about partying, what is life really like on the road for you? Because everybody thinks you go out and you party every single night, and let's lay the truth on that. It's not really like that.
No, when you make a song a single, all of a sudden they think your whole record is that, and it's really was one song on the record, So Lit Up was about just the first time I did cocaine, and it was like this turning point for me because I could drink more, and that was really the moment of clarity for me that night, So I always go back to that night. The first time I did cocaine, I did it off a Ouija board at a party in an apartment.
That sounds like the beginning of a horror movie.
Yeah. So it's very
13th.
fitting for Friday the 13th, but that's the truth, And I didn't think much of it. I walked in rehearsal, and the music for Lit Up was playing, and I picked up the mic and scattered something out, and I wrote that song real quick, like 5 minutes, and there it is. And so, I write all the lyrics in Buckcherry and everything that I do musically, and that's why I got into this. I love to write,
Now, do you write, like, besides songs, do you write, like, poetry, or have you thought about writing books or anything like that?
Yeah, I did a lot of creative writing before I actually was in a band, and poetry and all that, and I just enjoy it. I have a knack for it, and that's what kind of I got the bug doing that. Like, the first rehearsal I went to, I was just like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, let's just write a song right now. I wasn't interested in singing covers, and it was fun to write an original song. And so that's when I was like, this is all I want to do. Because before that, I was a Southern California kid, and I wanted to be a professional surfer at the time. I'd take the bus like 45 minutes to the beach every day, and that's what I wanted to do. And I had a friend of mine he was a drummer, but he was a surfer as well, and he's the guy who got me into my first band. He was like, hey, I got this band I'm jamming with, like, we need a singer, so why don't you come down? And I know, looking back on that, I don't know why he chose me to, like, audition to be a singer, because I wasn't really a singer. I had like a huge record collection, and he knew I was, really into lyrics and all that, so.
And it's Rob Rush with Josh Todd. Buckcherry going to be here tonight. We're going to play a song off the new album that came out in March. The new album is called War Paint. And, you know, you're busy, like you said. This is something that you always wanted to do. You had Josh Todd in The Conflict about a year and a half ago, which was a great record,
Yeah,
too.
great record. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And, you know, we've been playing a couple songs off of War Paint, playing Radio Song. We've been playing Right Now, and we're going to play Bent in a little bit. So
awesome.
2019, this is the new album. You said you got big things in 2020. Does that mean some more new music, or are you going to be doing other projects, or is it? I can't really say anything.
We got some collaborations in the works that are really cool, and yes, new music for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And one more question. I know we were talking about, you know, off the debut album, there's certain songs that you write, and people look at one song and they say, well, that's what they're about. I love For the Movies, one of my favorites. Also, you talk about covers. Anything was a great cover that you did from the Road Trip soundtrack.
Yeah. We that was fun.
There's a show that's on our station on Sunday nights called Anything, and Rich, I think, sometimes plays your version too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Love that.
How do you pick all the songs? You know, like you said, you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 albums over the course of 20 years. So how do you pick songs?
For the set?
Yeah, for your set. Does it change every night, you know?
Yeah, you know.
You go by where you are, you know, Jersey's one thing, Long Island's another thing.
I go by, you know, just where I'm at with my instrument, which is my voice, you know, like what am I feeling tonight? How do I feel, you know, emotionally, you know, and then what songs do I want to, do I feel like I can really own tonight, you know, because that's really it when you're going night to night, you know, consecutive nights. But there are certain songs that really resonate with people that you got to play that, and I call them the usual suspects, like you know, Lit Up and Crazy Bitch and Sorry and
maybe For the Movies. I'm just saying.
A lot of people love Riding too. We're doing Riding every night now too.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
We kind of
and you do the Nine Inch Nails song sometimes. Everyone's Head Like a Hole.
Head Like a Hole. Yeah, we're doing that right now because War Paint dropped this year, you know, and that's been a lot of fun.
And that's a great album. And again, Josh Todd, Buckcherry, they're going to be going on at 9:45 tonight. There is a opening band. It's a Long Island band too. That's going to be opening up, and they will be, I guess, going on a little bit before you, about 8:30. I guess I'm going to say doors opener. It says doors 6:30.
Fantastic.
Showtime is at 8. So we'll see you at 9:45, and we're going to play the new song Bent. And I'll ask you the typical DJ question: what's the song about?
Bent. Really cool song. We were going through a lot professionally and personally in that 3-year hiatus from our last record.
Yeah.
And it always makes for good songwriting. And at that point, I had to like ask myself, you know, why do you do this? What was the whole reason? I had to go back and kind of and get down to that inner child in me and find out, you know, what it was all about and write from that perspective, you know. And that's when Bent came about. And Bent was like this silent creeper of a song because I didn't even know, honestly, if it was going to make the record. And then when it came time to picking songs, you know, we had written 30 songs for, you know, an 11-song record. So at that point, I was kind of too close to it. And same thing with Stevie, you know, we're deep in the songwriting, so we didn't even know what was good and what wasn't. I mean, there was a handful of songs that were undeniable, but, you know, it was like those remaining 3, and I think Bent was one of them. And our manager picked that, and our producer, and we're like, you guys like Bent? That's cool.
See, sometimes a song that you might not think you like is going to go on and do something good. We're going to play that for you now.
Exactly.
Josh, thanks for hanging out with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Anytime. This is the third time you've been down here, and again, 9:45 tonight. Buckcherry tickets still available. You can come down here to New York Avenue at the Paramount box office.
And happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. It's Ben for the Fresh Catch of the Day on 94.3 The Sharp.